Wednesday. How are you? He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian. If you could only see the stuff going on behind the scenes, I'll leave it at that. Yeah. We're actually having a conversation. I'm going to continue this real quickly before we get into What Up Doe Wednesday. All right?
Dive into it.
We were having a conversation about the average Joe thinks he can go do things, right?
Right.
And you professional, you're still, Joique, you could go play right now. I mean, I'm not kidding anybody. You could. You're going to be modest. You could go play right now, okay? And it was funny because this morning, Joey and Stick were talking about, let's see, I want to make sure I get this straight. Adam and Corey, I want to make sure I get this straight. Joey said he could beat you in the 40, right? Right. And then Stick said that he could tackle you in a drill. In the Oklahoma drill, right?
Right.
We got to think of a way to like make all these average Joe things happen. Maybe bring out Mr. Camera, video recorder.
Hey, Stick, don't walk out. You see I'm trying to sneak out?
No, you know what I'm saying? Like seriously, we should combine one weekend, grab the guys from the morning show, make sure you check them out every morning. It's fun. It's the best way to wake up. Go out one weekend and see if we can hit a field and just have all these tests where I've always wanted to do one that's always been in my mind. Could you score a goal on a goalie, on a penalty shot? It looks so easy, right? In soccer, it looks so easy. But, you know, one of those goalies is going to look at me and go all Chad Johnson, child, please. No. You know, as I'm kicking that weak sauce up. But Joique, what are some ideas we can do?
That's one. We're going to set that up with Joey.
1,000%.
We're going to set that up.
He wants it too. You should see the look on his face. He's all in.
Hey, you want to come over here so I can see your face? Never mind, this is my show. This is our show. All right. So that's Stick. You come up. So Joy wants to race me in a 40, and then Stick wants to see me in an Oklahoma. They call him 6 for a reason. Look how small he is.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Yeah, no. The reason I say Oklahoma, though, because I know I can't tackle you in open field. I feel like if I get up quick and I'm able to dive at your ankles, I could trip you up. That's my strategy.
Okay,
take out your legs.
So you're not going to sit back and wait for me to come to
Hell no, man. I'm the aggressor. I'm the defender, man.
Okay. Hey, let's reach out.
Let's
get some
try
equipment.
it. Let's
get some
figure something.
Please don't kill me, Joy.
Yeah, I was going to say, make sure that Tim and the fine folks have a bunch of liability sheets there, because a bunch of us are going to be breaking hamstrings.
Yeah, have some waivers.
Seriously, we're going to get those waivers.
And let's do it on. We have to do it on another property that has an LLC, just in case they try to sue them. So they want to sue the person that sued the LLC. So we got to get all the waivers, everything done, and so.
Dude, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun.
Yeah, get some of the boys out. Like I said, I mean, Chad Johnson's going to be every child, please. You know, if somebody's trying to bring you down or something like that.
God. You know, and you know what? And Chad Johnson is a very optimistic person. Very optimistic. I would love to get him. And Chad Johnson is the owner of Lady James, not the football player. We're talking Chad Johnson, so you guys will know. But a good friend of mine, and I remember we were playing basketball at Stephen Tulloch House in Miami, and he was trying to bet me in basketball. I'm like, you know you can't beat me, Chad. And then he came to my house and played me in ping-pong and bet me in ping-pong. Lost in that. He just wants to challenge me in everything, you know. It's just like when you're a professional athlete, you just have a big target on your back, and they just want to be able to beat you in something, you know. So even my neighbor challenged me in golf because he found out like I like to play golf. So he challenged. So when you're a professional athlete, you get challenges all the time from everyone. They just want to challenge you. I don't know what it is.
I'm digging this. We got to find a place to do it. If you guys have any suggestions, hit us up. I got an iPad in front of me now, so I'm going to try to keep in contact with some of the people participating on Facebook Live during this process. You got to remember, I'm old, so this technology terrifies me. But we're going to try to, have some conversation with you guys during the course of the show and take your ideas. This literally just started 10 seconds before we were about to go to air today. So now our minds are going, ooh, wow, we can do this.
Ooh, we can do this. But that's the great thing about this show, right?
Yeah.
We have the freedom to do whatever we want.
Yep.
Just freedom to be creative.
Yeah.
Right. So I love it.
How about a ping-pong tournament? Dude, I love that. I love
Can you play ping-pong?
Love it. Absolutely love it. Had a table. I'm not going to sit here and write any checks or anything like that, but You know what? I would put me as an 8 seed. I'm about an 8 seed. If you and Chad Johnson are 1-2 seeds, I'm an 8 seed. You know, I might knock off number 9 in the first matchup, but chances are in the second round I'm out.
You know what it is? He's so competitive that when we were sitting in my office, we were talking, and Bill Bentley was there. Yeah. Bill Bentley was there, and we're sitting there, we're talking, and ping-pong just happened to come up in the conversation. I don't even know how it came up. But it came up because we're always playing in the locker room. So me and Bill was kind of talking about it. And then Chad heard ping pong. He said, "What? You can't play no ping pong. You can't play." I said,
so Chad,
"You can't play."
It's so Chad.
Yeah, it's so Chad, right? So I said, "You want to put your money where your mouth is?" He said, "Heck yeah. Well, when?" You say when. I said, "I got one upstairs. Let's go. Let's go." So we take his shoes off. No, B don't wear no shoes in my house. Shout out to Roddy Rich. So take our shoes off. We go upstairs. We hop on the ping pong. We warm up. We do a couple volleys. So I'm kind of filling them out. And he's playing for real. And I'm just volleying,
not putting any spin on it. None of that English.
No English. Just playing regular. And then when the game gets started, that's when I turn it up a notch. And so I beat him the first game, and he gave me the, all right, one more. I said, "You sure?" I said, "Double or nothing. Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah, I'm sure. So we played another game, and this game, I think I might have 7-0'd him. I think I might have skunked him. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm done. Yeah, but Chad is a very competitive individual. I love him for it.
You know what? We're already getting some requests. Seriously, we're getting some requests. Thank you to our friends on Facebook Live. We're going to try to make this as interactive as possible. I got this, what's it called, a tablet? Like I said, I'm old.
Up. How you get an old guy a tablet, but not the guy who's really tech savvy? Now, what's going on here? Like, are we making
that savvy old dog behind the scenes?
Are we making budget cuts already?
Yeah, right. We're 3 days in. All right. Somebody said, can't wait for the Woodward Sports golf outing next year. I love that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Give me. You know what? Give me some of that. Give me some of that right now, man. I am totally in with that.
Let's talk.
All right.
What else do we have?
All right. Somebody said beer pong.
Beer pong. All right, we can do beer pong, but instead of having beer, and then we'll probably have Gatorade or apple juice or something.
We could do something like that.
Yeah, we could do something.
Now, are you in with that?
I played it before, but just fair warning, I've never drunk a day in my life, so I couldn't. So I've never played beer pong, but I have played it with water in the cups, but I'm not. That's not my strong suit.
Okay.
But I'll play it though.
All right. You know what? Somebody said. Some NHL smoke. Okay, I'm down with that.
What is that?
Well, there are so many things you could do with hockey. Like we were talking off the air. Like there are people actually out there that think they could score on a goalie. And it's like, let me tell you something.
Let's set it up because I think I can score on a goalie. I think I can.
You don't understand how big those dudes are. Like with all their pads and everything, there's just nothing to shoot at. You know, I mean, you got to be a sharpshooter. You know? I might know a goalie that might be interested in participating in that. I'm going to reach out to you.
Reach out to me.
I'm going to reach out to you. If you're watching, I'm going to reach out to you. I might know a couple guys. One guy that played in the NHL and one guy that played in college. So I might know a couple goalies because I've actually watched the one guy take on some would-be Joes, as we're calling it. And you have the perfect name for it. It really is the average Joe.
Yeah.
Right, I mean that's what it is. Joey Radio, the average Joe.
So this is what we'll do. We'll have a thing that's called the average Joique, and then I go to other professional sports and I try different things. And even though I think I can do it, I might not be able to, but it'll be fun to try. It'll be fun to try.
Oh, see now you know what? This is I'm telling you the best ideas come from social media as well. You guys have the best ideas.
I'll tell you what I won't try.
What's that?
I will not go into a boxing ring thinking that I can fight another heavyweight.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way.
Absolutely.
I will not try that, but I will get on a punching bag and I will get on the speed bag and I'll do that. I will do that.
No way.
Well, you know what? I would. You know what? Knowing me, I probably would try it. I probably would try it one time.
Anthony LaFata said Osgood. Ozzy, we'd love to have you. I don't know how well you know Chris Osgood. Ozzy, if you'd like to come make people look like fools, you know you got an open invite. We got to plan this stuff out, man. There are a bunch of great things.
Is he trying? Ozzy, what's up? Let's get it done. I'm willing to do it.
Somebody said curling.
Ooh.
I see. Never done it. Believe it or not, never done it. So
give me a day or two to practice it. I'll do it.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this. You know what? I want to see. And again, this is the old guy. This is the old guy right now. Corey, maybe you can explain to me why I can't see all of the messages coming up. See, it's the old guy. I'm only seeing like 4 messages at a time, right?
Can they see Corey?
I don't know. Can we turn the mic on, Corey? Or Corey, maybe you can. Are there some? Yeah, get that mic on.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what's up, buddy?
What's up, bud? How are you?
All right, are there some?
Not much of chilling.
Are there some other suggestions on there that you're seeing? Anson, what's up, Anson? Anson says he loves it. Anthony said you need to hit up Tony Hawk while he's in town, and you guys can go skate with him.
Oh, now that's a tough one.
Oh, would we
I
look
went
like
skateboarding one time, and I tried to go down the ramp,
Yeah.
like the
What's up, Stick?
the approach or whatever they.
Did you get your? I saw you were having an issue.
Yeah. See, it's only coming up. It's only coming up like a 4 or 5 at a time.
Let's do this. Go ahead, Joique. You can talk.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. So, and so I tried it one time. So I went skateboarding. I forgot what city I was in, and I tried to go down the ramp. And oh boy, did I go down that ramp. I went down the ramp, fell or tweaked my shoulder, and I said never again. I never tried this since. Not going down the ramp. Now, if we're on level ground, I can probably, I can stay on the skateboard, but the tricks and all of that, it's out of my.
You're just making a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Anson, frisbee golf. Frisbee golf. You
never-
ever do that? The frisbee golf stuff.
I've never even heard of
That's
it.
huge out. Okay, basically it's like golf but with a frisbee, and there's like you throw it in like what's the equivalent? It almost looks like a garbage can. It's like a small garbage can. It's huge. Where there's one in Hines Park, and all these dudes go out. I mean, it's off the
So
hook.
is it something like? Hold up. So is it something like bowling? Is it something
Yeah,
like
it's kind of
bowling?
like that. Yeah, it's kind of
just-
like that.
Okay, so we can do bowling.
Oh,
can be
dude,
one?
I like bowling.
I like bowling too.
I'm in with bowling.
Let's go bowling.
That is. If you guys haven't been bowling yet,
Create it right here in the D.
dude.
Create it here.
You know what? We should
Homegrown.
have like a company outing at that place. Get down there.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is an
That's a
absolute
nice spot.
blast.
And so let's I'm keep looking at that. So what up though Wednesdays is the idea that I thought of where you go around the country, you have all these different cities, they have their own saying. Like in I think in Atlanta they might say what's happening. In New York they might say what up B, what up money. In the D we say what up though. So that's kind of like our saying. So what up though Wednesday is kind of our way of kind of tapping back into Detroit area, in the Detroit metro area for different businesses and just different things that's going on in Detroit, bringing people on the show, hearing about their business, talk about different events, different charity events, all of that, and just make it a Detroit feel.
I love it.
I love it. And
Yeah.
so I thought about it, and I always say what up though, especially to like my friends, family, even to my grandma. I have my grandmother saying it, so it's hilarious. So I love it. I had one of those young old grandma. Like she's very young, and she used like the lingo that we use, but she can't hear that well out of one ear, so you have to keep repeating it. But I love it, man. I love my Grammy Whammy.
Grammy Whammy?
Grammy Whammy. That's the name
Beautiful.
I got.
Beautiful.
I'm
All
not gonna
day.
tell you so every grandchild and child and great grandchild has a nickname by my grandfather.
All right.
All right. I'm not gonna say what mine is, but everybody has one. And so for my grandma, I gave a Grammy Whammy. So, but yeah, back to what up though Wednesday. That's kind of the whole idea of it, and I can't wait to get started with it.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
One of the things that I did want to hit you up about is there are a lot of companies out there with the restaurants being closed and everything that might need a little love and tell people that, hey, we're still open for business.
Yeah.
You can get your carry out. To me, it's about giving back, man. And that's what people don't know about you. I've known you for a while.
Right.
You're a guy that gives back.
You have to. And so I started my charity weekend back in 2011. Literally my first year in the NFL, I started my charity weekend. And this year, well, what was supposed to be this year was supposed to be my 10th anniversary of my charity weekend, but we pushed it to next year. And so everyone, please come out. I mean, it's the entire weekend, June 17th to June 20th. It's going to be great. I mean, we have everything from golf outings to bowling tournaments to football camps to 5K runs to beach outings to cocktail hour. I mean, everything. I think I'm even having my grand opening to my dispensary around that time. So yeah, so it's a lot of things that's happening that weekend. So it should be a lot of fun. And have a lot of guys coming in town, a lot of sponsors, a lot of my business partners are coming in. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, listen, seriously, if you want some love, there's something you want to let us know about, you can hit us up right now on Facebook Live. I should give this thing to him. He's the smart guy. Yeah. But honestly, you got a restaurant, you got a business, there's something that you want to pimp. We're all here to help each other out. Times suck right now, let's be honest. COVID is taking its toll on everybody in some different capacity. Most of all, the people that have been sick, God bless you, but businesses are struggling, people are struggling with depression and everything. We all got to be here for each other, Joique. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Period. So around this time of year, I read something online when it talks about how a lot of small businesses are having to shut down or close down without any real relief to help them to keep them going for when this pandemic is lifted. A lot of businesses are closing down and not reopening. And some restaurants and some places that I love to go to are shut down for good now. So so it sucks, man. It sucks to see that, and I understand the frustration, and I understand the need, and it's a sensitive topic because it is a dangerous virus. At the same time, the economy is just as delicate, and so it's a fine line that you have to try to find.
Well said.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree with you more, man. Yeah. That's exactly my feeling. We have to find a way to keep moving forward. It's that simple. You know, I'm going to get on my soapbox for a second. I don't think hide and seek has worked. I don't think it will work. This is a virus. The virus doesn't pay attention to hide and seek. We have to be smart about this. We have to wash our hands. We have to social distance. We have to wear our mask, but we can't hurt people in the process. And it's just one of those things, man.
It's serious. Speaking of washing hands, Corey, make sure you wash your hands. Came out the bathroom pretty quick. I'm joking.
Corey's going, what? That's
not true.
Tyrone said, I got a clothing company out in Pontiac, Revolution clothing line. Absolutely. There you go. There's your shout out. Go see Tyrone. Help guys out during the business. I got to tell you personally, Joique, one thing that my family and we have a little tradition that is in serious jeopardy this weekend. I convinced the kids when they were little that Santa Claus was from Frankenmuth. Remember the whole Santa Claus is coming to town thing and the Burgermeister Burger? Well, they got that whole motif going on. So every year before Thanksgiving or before Christmas, we roll up to Frankenmuth. We, go do the Bronners. We go to Bavarian to get dinner and everything.
You go to the famous chicken spot?
Yeah, well, there's the two. There's Bavarian and there's Zender's. We've always been Bavarian Inn, the one on the right side of the road as you go in.
I do not know which one I went to, but I went to two. I went to both, and one was horrible. I didn't like it at all. It was soggy. It wasn't. It wasn't seasoned. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Other one was okay. It was okay. I don't remember it being bad.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't remember it being bad, so it couldn't have been that bad.
Yeah.
But one I went to recently, like within the last year or two, and we went and it was just happy. We were riding by it, and I said, I haven't been there in a while. And I didn't know that it was two different ones. I thought it was just one.
Yep.
So I thought I went to the one I went to last time, but I went to the other one. And I said, I will not ever. It'd be like, we actually gave it back.
No kidding.
We gave it back and said, yeah, we're fine.
It's different. It's not like the Southern fried chicken that we're accustomed to. You know what I mean?
No, it wasn't that. I don't know what it was. But and they're doing well, so somebody likes it.
Yeah, you know what? They're closed, so we're gonna blow up there actually on Saturday. Get some takeout. Still go do some shopping and try to help out as we can.
Yeah, take me to the other one.
All right, I can do that. I can do that. Boy, we can still keep getting people. Kenny suggested, how about a pool tournament? You play pool?
I'm decent.
All right.
I'm all right.
Madden tournament?
Oh, now, hold up. This is what we planned on doing. So I don't even think I brought this to you. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to have a day, right? I want to have a day where we have a Call of Duty stream.
Oh.
And
love it.
I want to reach out to Nick Merckx, man. Now we spoke briefly on Instagram briefly. I remember when I did the football week in Michigan. I actually interviewed his brother at Wayne State when they had the games at Wayne State. So I interviewed his brother, and his father came up to me and we were talking, and he said, you know, well, my son is Nick Merckx, and at the time I didn't know who he was. He said, but he like, ask your kids who Nick Merckx is. And I said, okay, I'll ask him. And my son and my nephew, I told them, like, you guys know who Nick Merckx is? And he said, what? Do you know Nick Merckx? You know him? And they just had this frenzy of Nick Merckx. So I said, well, let me try to reach out to him. So I reached out to him, and he responded. And so I'm going to reach back out and see if he'd be willing to do this Call of Duty streaming live with me and see how it goes. But I went and watched his page, and he has like a couple streams, or he has a lot of streams of like him playing, and he's an animal.
Dude, Diana said, shout out to Diana, by the way, Diana Ritter Nickel. I believe you know her dad. We'll leave it at that. She suggested darts. David said, count me in on Call of Duty. Derek said, I'm playing Call of Duty right now. Let me tell you something. One of the most humiliating things, Joique, I went in like a private room with my friend, or with my son and about 5 of his friends.
Right.
It was so humiliating. Those kids are like absolute snipers.
Oh, they snipers. They mad.
I mean, they play it all the time.
I hate snipers. I hate you guys.
Mr. Baligian, you suck. You suck. And I'm like, I'm not playing with you guys anymore.
Hey, hold on. Well, you saw the kids, right?
Yeah.
Get on there, put on your headset, get on there with people that you can't see, that don't know who you are.
Yeah.
That's when like that's like when the real comes out.
Yeah.
You know, they're cussing you out. They'll quit the game. You suck, and just leave. Just quit the game and leave. And I know they do that because I do it sometimes. I do it. But I'm telling you, Call of Duty, the reason I have not played video games this much since high school.
Yeah.
So from college until April of this year, I was not playing video games. The reason I downloaded the Call of Duty and Madden, the new one, is because my niece's birthday was in April, and she said, Uncle Joy, can you download Madden because I want to play you in it? And it was during the pandemic, so we really couldn't be around the people. My nephew as well. So I said, okay, that's fine. So I downloaded it for her birthday, downloaded Madden, downloaded Call of Duty, and guess how many times I played her?
How many?
0. She didn't play me one time. I said, you made me download this and you're not going to. And so I played it, and then I started playing Call of Duty. And I sucked. I was playing with my nephew like every night, and I don't know why him and his friends were playing with me because I was horrible.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, I started to get good, and it grabbed me and it hooked me, and I've been on it ever since. I mean, I've been on it.
It's a drug. I don't care what anybody says.
It is. Once you get hooked into it, I'm hooked into it. Like I'm on it hours.
Somebody's already asking what your gamer tag is, so we got.
God of God.
There you go. There you go, right there.
I don't know. Ask me how I got that name. I thought somebody would have took that name, but it's Cod of God. CODGOD. Cod of God. That's
there
what
you
it's called.
go. So now you know.
Now you know.
You know what a big issue is, and it's funny we're having this conversation. Don't forget it's a What Up Doe Wednesday. So if there's something you want to get a shout out on, let us know. We're going to give some shout outs every Wednesday. 100% the man's idea here. Joique, I got to ask you, how prevalent is the gaming for NFL players?
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, guys, let me tell you,
it's huge.
There's a problem in the NHL, and you guys can fact check me here. There are stories out there. There are teams that literally banned Fortnite. Fortnite got so big, and especially with the young guys, the 18, 19, 20-year-olds, there aren't a lot of them, but when they make the league, they can't go out with the rest of the boys, so they stay in, and the next thing you know, they're up till 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning playing Fortnite. So there are actual teams, and quite frankly, players who will go unnamed, that their club basically, I mean, imagine this, Joique, the Detroit Lions coming to you and saying, Joique, every Lion player, we're banning Madden. No. You guys get right. They had to do that for a hockey team. It's crazy. Yeah. So is it big with you guys?
Oh, it's huge. So you have guys who literally bring their games to away games, and they have gaming tournaments in their rooms at night, like it's like downtime. That's our downtime. We even had. You remember Ryan Broyles?
Yeah, absolutely. Oklahoma.
He was the top 1,000 in the world.
For real?
In FIFA. At one point in
time. For real?
Ryan Broyles. Nasty in it.
No kidding.
And the thing is, video games is kind of like a professional sport. And when I say that, I mean that literally. Like, they get paid like professional athletes. Like, it's crazy. They are giving out scholarships for gamers. They're trying to start classes at universities for gaming, for EA Sports. And so I used to always tell my son, is that gonna make you money? Put that game away. And now I'm
Sounds like my dad.
And so now he's playing the game. I said, keep playing it, but make sure you get good.
Yeah.
Make sure you get good. And so it got to a point to where now I bought the streaming, like I'm about to start streaming. Like I started my account on Twitch. I have my computer, I have my cameras, and I'm waiting to get a little bit better before I start streaming. But I'm probably start streaming. My first time I stream, I might even do it on the show. Isn't
Ninja like a gazillionaire? I mean, to your point, the guy the famous, what's his Ninja?
Ninja?
Do you know about him?
You guys know Ninja.
He's like a gazillionaire, isn't he?
The best gamers are here in the
Detroit D.
They're in the D. You got
Absolutely.
Ninja. You got Nick Merckx is from here too. And then you have me. I'm here as well. But no, we really have some real deal gamers. I think Ninja. I think he left Twitch and went to Mixer, which I think those are two streaming things, I think. And I think when he did that, I think they offered him like I could be wrong, fact check me on it, like anywhere between like 50 to 60 million a year.
Jeez,
or something like that.
Oh,
and I think they raised Nick Merckx, and I think they offered Nick Merckx like 10 million to stay with them and not to go over to Mixer. So they raised him up. And I could be wrong, you can fact check me on that too, but this is just like rumors I'm hearing. You know, I said, wow, they really getting paid like that. Like, yeah, you can play the video games. Just make sure you're playing it with a purpose.
Yeah, like Anthony said, the esports thing is absolutely big. Hey, I got one for you for What Up Doe. Jenna Newman. Jenna, thanks for watching. Said, donation for my work's 14th annual Gleaners Food Drive and Prize Raffle. If y'all want to help out, I'd love it and gladly come by to pick up a raffle prize as well. Gleaners does great work. My wife is involved in Gleaners. She's been involved in Gleaners forever. So, Jenna, anything we can do to help or any way you can get the word out, you have the platform. Be sure to talk it up right here on Facebook, and for sure, we'd love to help you out in any way we can as well.
Definitely.
Great idea. I like that. Great.
It snuck up on me one day.
Joique, I fact checked that for you.
Yeah.
So that was real. Mixer offered Ninja $50 million, but Microsoft decided to close Mixer, so Ninja returned to Twitch, and he got a $30 million payout.
Oh, and I heard that too. I heard. Why did they shut it down?
I can look up some more, but I just pulled that up right now.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know why they would shut it down, but I guess they had.
Well, that's beyond our budget as well. Here we're talking about average Joe things and guys trying to beat Joique in a 40 or trying to score a goal on an NHL or college goalie. Yeah. That's beyond. I mean, that's insane money. We can't do that. That's not in our budget.
That's not in our budget. Not yet. It will be though. It will be.
Hey, by the way, as we're speaking, I know Corey with a K. Make sure you follow him. Corey E. Woods does a great job covering the Lions. Corey, I know Coach Bev is speaking right now. If there's anything that comes up, you yell at us. If there's something you want us to get out.
Yeah, well, I didn't able to get in the conference, but they're about to send the quotes over. So if something interesting pops out, I'll interrupt.
Oh, that's dope. So I'm right here. So you see the camera, they see me kind of looking down. I'm kind of going through the comments as well. And Nick Merckx and Joique Bell playing Call of Duty together would be a must-watch stream.
Right?
I agree. I'm promise you, I'm gonna try to get him on. I didn't know how big he was until my son like, you know him? What? I said I don't know him, but we spoke a couple times. Yeah. But to get him on, man, I think it'll be great, man. It'll be great, man. It's a lot of fun, and he has like a large following as well. So, and I bring my following with his, and we can just all play together, and they can see how terrible I am compared to him, and then I have to hear that for the next.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. We can do it at my house. I got the smokers in the back. We'll make a barbecue out of it, and let's go.
Okay,
let's go.
You need multiple TVs.
Do it for a charity.
We need multiple TVs then.
We can do that.
Yeah, we need multiple TVs.
We can do that.
I'll bring my game system. Anybody has any luck with the PS5? Let us know, because we've been trying to find them everywhere. We can't find them. We can't seem to get a grasp on those.
Trav said, I'm a food reviewer on YouTube, A Taste with Trav on the side. Get it out. What up, dough?
What up,
Anything
dough?
that we can do to help out your business. That's what Wednesday is going to be about. The man came up with that idea, so we're going to do that. We got to get our minds off of a lot of things, obviously, and help each other out, because when you think about what the crap's been going on, I don't know about you, Joique, it depresses me. When news came out yesterday about Michigan and Ohio State, like seriously, my heart
You heard it
sunk.
here first.
My heart sunk, man. I mean, it's because, again, I have no horse in the race. I don't care. I'm not a fan of either of them.
But you're a fan of
I'm
football.
a fan of college football.
Yeah.
And that is whether you want to rip on Michigan for what Michigan hasn't been able to do for the last 15 years or not. It's still Michigan. It's still Ohio State. That still can't miss television to me, man.
It can't. Like I told you before, when growing up, I used to love college football because of the energy the fans brought to the game, and the way that the athletes play. I just loved it, man. They was playing for, and they was playing with a purpose. When I watched college football, I felt that university pride. I felt it, and so definitely something different. And just like planning the game, it's a pivot. You know, we had to call an audible. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know if they're going to reschedule it, if they're just going to cancel it.
That one's going to be canceled.
It's going to be canceled.
They're going to try to get one more game in from the sounds of it. I mean, there's so many moving parts, and we'll get into the Harbaugh stuff in a couple minutes because that was a strange scenario yesterday, to say the very least. And then you get Michigan State and Virginia. Basketball canceled. I mean, it's just like, you know, and there's that part of you that sits back. I'm not going to lie, and you heard Coach K talk about it, like, what are we doing here? You know, with all these games being canceled. Joique, I don't know about you. I don't want to speak for you. We got to keep going. We got to keep moving forward. We got to try to get these games in. I know it sucks, and there are going to be some losses.
Can you can't put college students in a bubble?
Nope.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
So it's can you put them in a bubble on a university campus and keep them all in this one bubble on campus? But even then, that's a lot of money. And I don't think every university has that type of funding, especially now, to fund a project like that.
Well, and you know what the GLIAC is doing? The GLIAC is basically trying to have their own mini bubbles by the week. You know, I was talking to Wayne State's SID, Jeff Weiss, about this just yesterday. So, like, Joique, for example, you're going to have, like, Grand Valley come in one weekend, and they're going to play 2 games, and then it's Wayne State's turn to go to another bubble and all that stuff. They're going to try their own variation of a bubble and just have them stay there for a couple days.
That might work.
It's worth a try.
I didn't even know they were doing that. So for me to even bring that up, and for the Wayne State to be on the forefront with it, or the GLIAC to be on the forefront with it, I would like to see how that turns out.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a try, but it's you know, it's devastating. It stinks, and every day something like that comes up. Justin said, "Do you own a Traeger?" Absolutely, I love it. Love my Traeger smoker. I'm getting a grill as well. They're from Michigan, so I 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 times a week I'm on my smoker. Joique, that's become a passion of mine as I've gotten older. I just love to smoke the meats, and quite frankly, it's not even for me. I like feeding other people, because who doesn't like barbecue, right?
I don't know anyone who doesn't like barbecue, but I saw, this is another funny meme. So since I went vegan, I saw a meme online that said, a vegan will look you right in your eyes and tell you cauliflower tastes like ribs.
When did you go vegan, by the way?
Man, you know what, man, I'm not gonna lie. It's been vegan, vegetarian. It's been tough, so if I go out, it's easy to stay vegan at home, but it's harder when you're out in public. So, you know, sometimes I might have cheese on my sandwich, or I might have, like, if they don't have a vegan milkshake, I might get a regular milkshake. But for the most part, a little bit over. So election day this year made my 1-year anniversary of being vegan, vegetarian.
Wow. How did you do that?
How did I do it? So Reggie Bush sent me a video from Netflix called, it was a documentary actually. It was called Game Changers. And I was watching it in my living room. Best friend came over while it was on. He started watching it. He said, "Bro, what's this?" I'm like, "Well, you know, Reggie sent it to me." He said, "It'll change my life. Let me just see if it really does." And so he got into it. He went home, watched it with his wife. The very next day, they threw out all the meat in their home and went vegan that very next day.
No kidding.
The very next day. And we made a pact, me and him, another good friend. Shout out to Junior, Aaron Higginbottom. We made a pact.
I know that dude.
Yeah, you know. And so we made a pact that we were gonna go a year doing it. They reverted back Well, Junior kind of, he didn't know we started, I guess, I don't know. So he was going back and forth. Aaron went back to seafood, and I kind of stuck with it. And I said after a year, I'll decide whether I want to keep going or if I want to revert back. So I'm sticking with it for right now. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Do you miss it?
You know what?
Do you miss the chicken, a big steak? Do you miss it?
I miss the steaks more than anything.
Yeah.
I used to always go down to Prime and Proper. Shout out to my boy Jeremy Sayson, good friend. I will always go down there, get a good steak, and when I still go there now, but I can only get the sides, and that sucks. And you can't go to a steakhouse and not get a steak.
Sure.
And so they do this thing where when you basically you go enough and you just kind of live like a Prime and Proper lifestyle. They give you like a special knife, and it's custom made, and it's like a one-of-one. And so I think he's given out like 26 total since he's been open, not even, probably. I could be overkilling it. But I was like the 4th or 5th night that he gave out. I think it was like his father, him, Rod Woods, the president from the Lions, one more guy, and then it was me. And then I think, but it's a couple other guys, like Draymond Green has one. I think a few other guys might have it from the Pistons, but I was the first athlete on it.
Somebody said it's called Game Changers is the name of the thing. Justin said there were in-depth debunkings on a massive scale with that. I have no issues if you want to be a vegetarian, but that documentary is fraudulent. Hey, you know what? I'm going to watch it for myself just to check it out. Hey, I'm with you. Justin, I think you said that well. You do you. I mean, whatever works for you, if that's something you want to do, that's great, but that's always a two-way street.
Always.
Don't get ticked at me when I destroy that 16-ounce beautiful dry-aged ribeye, and it just dripping down my face, right?
Oh. That's the only thing. You know, I might go back to where I'm like doing at least one steak a month or something like that. You know.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know how you do it. All right, we got a couple special guests coming up today as well. I know one momentarily that I don't really know about. We got another one coming up at about 12:30. I'll tell everybody who it is. Honest to goodness, I want you to think, if you're a Lions fan, what is the loudest you heard Ford Field for a game? And there have been far too few moments, let's be completely honest, but the loudest I personally have heard Ford Field was the Monday night game in 2011 when the Lions knocked off the Bears. Yeah. And Javid Best was a big reason for that. That 88-yard, you know what it looked like, Joique? And I challenge people to go. It looked like somebody literally shot him out of a cannon. Oh,
that boy, hey, listen. So me and Javid had a relationship before I came to the Lions, somewhat. So we went to the Combine. And some people may know this, some people may not, but we were back-to-back with our 40s. So I remember I ran my 40 first, and then he was behind me, which I'm glad he was behind me when it came to running the 40 because I wouldn't want to run behind his 40.
It's an alphabetical thing, right?
It was an alphabetical thing,
right.
so it was alphabetical order. I was literally the first. I think we had another running back who didn't show up. I guess he decided to stay in college, so I can't remember who it was. Because I had like the number 2 on my sweatshirt. So that means I'm second for every event. And so I was actually first up for the 40, and I ran my 40, and then he ran his next. And the next thing you know, I was still kind of at the end, and I looked at the guy time. I said, "Who looks faster than me or Javid?" He said, "Oh, Javid looks way faster." I'll never forget that. And we even have like a snapshot of us clapping hands at the end of us running our 40. And so when I came to the Lions, we already had some type of history of kind of knowing each other, and kind of went from there.
I'll tell you what, man. He was one of those guys, Joique, that you know, and I don't want to say this to him, but I'll say it to you guys all. What might have been, like honestly, what might have been. And I know as an athlete, you don't want to hear that. He doesn't want to hear that, so I'm not going to say it in his presence and be disrespectful. But he was so exciting, and it's funny. Some people have already.
So by far, probably one of the fastest running backs ever. Him and C.J. Spiller are two of the fastest running backs I've probably played with. And I'm not throwing Reggie out of the woods either. He was fast as well, but Javid had that. He had that quickness, that top speed now. and not too many players have that. Not too many players have that.
Yeah. Somebody else said, Joe said, best game I've ever been to. Monday Night Football, no doubt about it, the loudest. Kenny said a half-empty stadium got so loud that game against the Cowboys. The come from behind victory, Stafford dives. You know what else was like that? 2009, the Browns game when they did that. When he got hurt and was running down the field like that. You know, where it looked like his arm, like if he stood up, his arm was just going to fall off.
Yeah.
That Browns game where they scored on the last play of the game, it was like that too. It was half empty, but I think the difference is, as you mentioned, it's half empty. That place was absolutely packed. And it was funny, Joique, because in 2011, you were part of the team later on.
Right.
In 2011, it kind of built up to a crescendo. They kept winning. And you're going, okay, when's this going to stop?
Right.
And then they lost a couple, and then it was like, okay, here it comes. But they kept going. And that Chicago game to me was just, it was a young team. We still had 2008 in our rear view mirror, whether we wanted to admit it or not. It was still right there. And again, it was the freaking Bears. I hate the Bears. So for me, on a personal level,
say what you want to say. We can do it.
Fucking Bears.
Yeah.
You know what?
I
I said it. But honestly, that's because you add all that together in a Monday night, and we talked about this yesterday. The excitement that not only the fans get, but you guys get all hyped playing on that Monday night. It was beautiful that night.
And just to go back to the year they went, the 08, the 01-16 season, that was my first. I went to the last game of that season. My brother-in-law worked for the FBI, so he helped do background checks for the Lions. So he's the one who actually got me my job working security for the Lions. And so he had these 2 passes, these all SS passes, that he'll take me to the game, and I can get anywhere in the stadium. So we're literally on the field for the game, standing watching the whole game, just on the field. And that was my first Lions game. And it was a cool feeling. It was a great feeling just to be on the field and think, wow, like one day. And I'll never forget that moment.
I think you guys played together, but I don't want to say his name just in case he doesn't want me to, but one of your former teammates at Wayne State does some security down there as well. He's the guy I see up in the press box all the time. You know who I'm talking about, right? I don't want to say his name just in case he doesn't want me to.
What's his? All right, give me his initials.
I can't. I'll tell you later.
Text me.
I promise you.
Text
I will.
me right now.
Justin said, can you imagine the Lions hosting a playoff game? It would be a zoo. When Ford Field is rocking, which is rare, the atmosphere is almost scary. The Lions will forever be the sleeping giant if they figure it out. Seattle's 12th man will be a joke.
You're not lying.
We've been waiting so long.
We've been waiting.
That's like all of us.
I really wanted to be a part of that, bringing that in. I really thought 2014 we had what we needed to make that happen. I'm not lying. I think we just made some tweaks. If we make some tweaks that 2014 season offensively, I think we do that.
I always say, Joique, if you had the offense that maybe you had in 2016 and the defense that you had in 2014, if you could put that together. That was a team that was going to do some work.
It was. Even when Caldwell came in, his first team meeting, I remember him coming. He said, "Listen, we have to win now," and he put emphasis on the now part. We have to win now, and we knew we had to win then, and we did. We won enough, but it just wasn't. We didn't win the way that we wanted to win.
Yeah.
We didn't. We should have put our foot on. We should have put our foot on people's necks, and we didn't. And I just. For the life of me, I just cannot figure it out why we just didn't do it, why we couldn't get it done. And you sit back. I mean, you prep, you go through the film sessions, you go through the watching your opponents, and I remember I would watch weird things like backs who had 10+ yard runs and see how safeties would tackle them after 10 yards. Do they go for the legs on the big backs? Do they try to hit them up top? And if you see when I play, I had a lot of hurdles. That's because I prepared for it because I knew how they were going to attack me before I even got to the game.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the hurdles, that wasn't by luck. It was by me watching film and knowing this guy always goes for the legs when a big back is coming at him from 10 yards out. And so.
Can I tell you something? That's one of the most frightening things that like I've ever seen. I'm not joking. A dude as big as you, running as fast as you do. And you and I have talked about this over the years. Yeah. Screw the 40 time, okay?
Yeah.
Game game time is the most important
for
thing.
sure.
And you're a guy with a different gear.
Yeah.
But when a dude like you is running at you, and not only you're running at me like a freight train, but then the freight train goes airborne, I think that's one of the most terrifying sights in like, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the thing that people don't understand. You guys are big and all that stuff, and you can move, but the athleticism and the agility, you're going airborne on a corner that weighs $180, man.
Yeah.
Something's going to give.
Yeah, something's going to happen. So at that time, that's when the DB or a safety, they have to make a business decision. That's what it is. Is that what Deion calls it?
Yeah.
He has to make a business decision. I'm going to hit you up top, I'm going to dive at them feet and see what happens. And so yeah, I mean, we let the chips fall where they may.
You know what? It's funny you mentioned business decision. I got to bring this up. The game for Wayne State in the snow, Tony Davis, when he ran for 330 or whatever the heck it was, I made the comment during the broadcast. There were guys that were making business decisions in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It's wet, it's cold,
Yeah.
you're losing. Here comes this freight train at you.
Yeah.
Okay, trying to do the arm tackle and all that
Right.
stuff. Business decisions.
Right. So we got a question from Justin.
Yeah.
It said, do you think Caldwell should have gone for it on 4th and 1 in Dallas? And that was a 2014 season, but that game was actually in 2015 in January.
Yep.
And whenever there's 1 yard and you have me on the team, I will always say go for it. That's my opinion. I feel like I can go get 1 yard. I feel like that's my take on it. But, when you're in a game like that in the playoffs, do you want to be risky like that? And,
Love that attitude.
Yeah, but when you have me on the team, I feel like I'll go get the 1 yard.
The worst thing about that game, and I hate to do this, the worst thing about this game is there were so many missed opportunities by you guys as well. It wasn't just, look, the flag, we talked about it. It's a joke. Des Bryant, nobody will ever explain that to me. That is a penalty 11 times out of 10. Dude ran on the field with his helmet off. That's a no-brainer. But you know what? Whether it be, the 11-yard punt, whether it be not being, as you said, to put the nail in the coffin, it really was, unfortunately, a perfect set of circumstances because it would have been great to get that second playoff win in the Super Bowl era against the Cowboys as well. To beat them twice, the only thing that would make people happier maybe is if you knocked off the fucking Bears, right? Me personally, but that's the unfortunate thing about that. That's a game, Joique. A lot of times I go back and watch games and everything. Yeah. No, I won't do it. I won't. Yeah. Don't even like seeing highlights.
I haven't watched that game either.
Good.
I haven't watched it.
Good.
It's funny. So, but I do remember after that game, I think in the first half, my favorite running back, I think, tweeted out, said, the Lions is getting their run game going. I love to see it. I think he mentioned my name and Reggie's name as well. I'm gonna have to go look. Might have to go back to find that.
What a good 1-2 punch, man.
Oh,
People don't remember because look, Reggie was never going to be that dynamic guy that he was in college. Heisman Trophy winner. I remember Sean Salisbury said when he came out, Reggie Bush is going to change the NFL and the way that guys look at running backs. I'll never forget that. And the first thing that popped into my head is he's too small. Eventually those guys are going to get him. That doesn't mean that he can't be an effective player, but we're talking about that running back by committee. If you're talking about running back by committee, you guys were that one too, man.
You had Lightning which was Reggie. Just go out there and just you don't see him. He's a flash. And you have the Thunder, me. I'm coming in. I'm landing. I'm landing every time. And a lot of people say, well, how does your body feel after taking all those hits? And I say, what hits? I don't take hits. I deliver them. Like, as a running back, yes, I deliver hits. I don't take the hit. And so one thing I hate to see from running backs is when they get on the sideline and then they run out of bounds. But, some guys are making business decisions and saving their body. But for me, you have to come and, unless I'm, losing my balance and falling out of bounds, you have to see me on that sideline. I remember when, I don't know what Cortland Finnegan was trying to do when he was playing for Miami, but I was going down the sideline. He just stood there, and I guess he thought by him standing there it was going to scare me to go out of bounds, but no, he had to feel it. He had to feel it.
You guys, I grew up in an era where there were a few running backs that did the whole running out of bounds thing. And I'm Franco Harris. As great as Franco Harris was a guy that would kind of casually take that running out of Tony Dorsett, because he was so small. Tony Dorsett was never going to put his head down and drive guys. Now, this is when I was a little kid. This is, again, I'm about 70 years older than you.
Yeah. about that.
Joique, you don't see a whole hell of a lot of that anymore, right? It's starting to go away. Teams are going to maybe look for another guy if you want to be that guy.
Yeah, but we literally have drills in practice where we work on our sideline, on dipping our shoulder and running through a tackle on the sideline, because you never know. You get by that last guy on the sideline, it could be a 40, 50-yard touchdown. You don't know. I remember when we had a game against the snow game in Philly. I caught I think it was a flare out that Matt threw to me on the sideline, beat one guy, and sideline drill, dropped the shoulder, and then it was a 60-yarder, and then they called me out of bounds without even seeing my foot go out of bounds.
No.
You can't even see the
Yeah,
line.
right. That's exactly it.
And so I think the ref told the coach. He said, "What did he step out?" He said, "Well, I couldn't see his foot, so I had to call him out." And we were like, just let the booth replay it. But hey, it's a ref, and they make mistakes. But that was a tough one. That was a tough game too.
Somebody said, "I remember you smacked Cortland." That's
that's Bill.
Yeah.
Bill, what up, Bill? Bill Bentley. So let me tell you this about Bill. So Bill is another reason why I'm here today. Shout out to Bill.
What's up, Bill?
Yeah, like a bro to me. And I remember I was talking with Chad, like, Chad, what made you want to call me to come and be on your sports show? And he was like, well, me and Bill was sitting down talking one day. He said that he think you would be great for it, so I gave you a call. I said, well, it ended up working out. So shout out to my boy Bill Billy, man.
Good stuff. Derek said, old school football, not the same game as today's game.
No.
I don't know if you caught it, Derek. He was the first guy to admit that. I mean, we were talking about that yesterday. I said to people, I challenge people to go out, forget about old school. Forget about, Deacon Jones and the Doomsday Defense and the Steel Curtain. Go back to the 90s. Just go back to the 90s, watch games in the 90s, and compare that to what we're seeing today. Look, the league has to be cognizant about player safety. There's just no other way about that. And we're going to have a guy on later on in the show that unfortunately lived that in Javid Best. They have to be cognizant of it. There's too much money involved, too much potential, litigation down the road and everything. But Joique, you guys all know that. I mean, it's funny, none of you guys are saying, yeah, oh man, no, it's every bit as tough. It's still tough, but it's not like that.
No, it's not. And for me, I was able to catch the last year of the OCBA where we were able to have the tour days, just one with just pads and the other one was fully padded. But everyone knows in the NFL that if you have your shells on, which is just your shoulder pads and your helmet, that you're having a full-out practice. The only thing you're not doing is going live when you're taking guys down to the ground, but every bit of that physical contact you're feeling. And guys are really beating their bodies up in training camp to get ready for the season. And you take your body through a lot of stress. And I think I was listening to LT talk about going into a season, and it's literally what he said about you're really preparing your body for a train wreck week in, week out. And so it's a tough game, but what the players went through before is you can have a longer career now.
Some of those guys, and I've seen a couple of those guys, guys that played back in the day there's no other way to say it. They're debilitated. I mean, it really, and it's sad. There's no joke when I say that. I mean, there are guys. I was a guy. I loved Tony Dorsett as a kid. He was just so exciting. He reminded me, like we were talking about the Joique run, right? Or excuse me, the Javid Best run. Tony looked like he was shot out of a cannon. He 99-yard touchdown and everything. His head, it's sad. He's a mess right now. Yeah. And, so many of these guys, you're finding about a CTE or, you're watching the guys that walk like this. And you're not supposed to be like that at 55, 60 years old, man. That's the thing that people don't understand, the sacrifice you dudes make with your bodies.
Yeah, for real. Look at how you're walking at 70. Look how good you look. Yeah.
Didn't play in the NFL, but I'm 71, and I'm getting around okay, right? What's up, Corey?
Hey guys, real quick, we had some technical difficulties with our minds trying to get in, so we're not going to be able to get them on.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll try it again.
Try again.
Javid Best coming up at about 12:30 here. He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian. Did you get my text? I told you the security guard. I wanted to. Yeah, I don't know if he wants me to say his name or not, so.
No,
I see him every. Yeah,
I think he was after me. I don't think he played with me.
Oh, you guys didn't play together? I know he was on the 11 team. So yeah, you guys probably just missed each other.
Yeah, probably.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he when I go up to to the booth for to do the Lions radio stuff, see him every week. He was like, I was listening to the game last night, man. Oh, thanks.
Appreciate it. Good people.
You can't take the W out.
Yeah,
You're
can't
never
take
going
it.
to take the W out of you, man.
No, never.
All right, so Bill Bentley said, thank you very much. Thanks for helping us bring Joique. He is a natural. That comes from Derek. There you go, Joique.
Oh, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Derek.
Good stuff. All right, so a lot of other stuff going on. As I mentioned, make sure that you stay tuned. Javid Best is going to join us at 12:30. I'm going to have a little surprise for these guys coming on later today as well. You
What is
guys
that?
don't know that. You'll find out.
I'll find out.
You'll find. This is one of those. It's a good surprise. And I even told them that there's a vegan in the house. So there you go. Now you can put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Corey.
Hey, we got some Bevel quotes in. He talked about DeAndre Swift. He talked about T.J. Hawkinson. Anywhere you want me to go with those, I can go ahead and dive in on a couple of those quotes.
You know what? Can we hear something about DeAndre Swift?
Sure
Yeah.
thing. So on DeAndre Swift, how he's feeling, he's continued to improve each and every day. So we're excited to see him out there at practice today. And like I told you, we're trying to monitor how that goes and then see the next day. But so far, so good with him.
It's a good meter run around. That's
On
good.
how much his status is on recovery, on easing him back. I think he's just trying to ramp him up from what he's going through more than the resting is, but we're still taking that into consideration. It's important for us to get him up to speed. When you take that much time off and you're not out there running around full speed, you don't want to give him full go and then have him have a soft tissue injury or anything. Kind of want to work him back in as well, but I would say it's more so from his illness.
Okay.
All right, let's hope so. I get worried because we saw it happen with Javid and Joique. You can talk to this. I can talk to this because I've talked about this on the air for years. I have no problem saying it. As somebody who had concussion issues, it sucks. Mm-hmm. There's no other way to say it. The fog that you live in, and the worst thing that I can say about it personally is I nicknamed it the dirty rotten trick. And what I mean by the dirty rotten trick is you feel like crap for like a week, right? And then all of a sudden you wake up one day and you feel like a human being again, right? And it's Tuesday morning and you're like, okay, it's gone, it's over. And then all of a sudden Wednesday, it's back again.
Yeah.
And that's what I called it, the dirty rotten trick, because it's like I finally feel human again, and then all of a sudden you got that feeling back in your head again.
Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with your brain, you're dealing with things as serious as a concussion. There's still a lot of studies going on about how to deal with them. You know, some people say stay out the light. Some people say no, you can be in the light. For when I had my concussion, I couldn't be in the light.
Yep.
I remember I had to stay, and depending on how you take care of it the first time will decipher how prone you are to sustaining them in the future. And so I remember I was staying in my condo downtown, and I had this one room with no windows. I was in that room for about 3 days, lights off, no nothing. I had to have people bring me food, and I had to stay in that room 3 days nonstop. And then went back to the team, and they sent me back home because I was still having symptoms. So it's a serious matter, and it's not to be taken lightly.
No.
And one thing I love about the Michigan workers' comp is that it's based off of your symptoms. So you have 2 years to go to a doctor to when you start to have symptoms, and it's paid for by your establishment. So with me, it would be the Lions. So, but lucky for me, I took care of it, and sometimes you still might have symptoms. Like sometimes I'm still sensitive to light sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, but like you have to monitor it. You have to stay on top of it because you don't want things to kind of come like to wrap up in the future. And so you just have to make sure that you're doing everything you can now to prevent it. You know, some stuff is just impreventable.
Here's a problem, and this has nothing to do with DeAndre Swift, and I'm just shooting straight with you. I think you, as Lion fans, you probably feel the same way. We Lion fans are jaded and terrified. When we have something good, how is it going to be taken away from us? Yeah. Like Javid Best. Mm-hmm. So in the back of my mind, I mean, no joke, I'm like, DeAndre Swift is something. This guy, Joique, you know running backs better than I do. I love this kid's game.
That's the sauce.
Yeah, thank you. That's the best way to say it. And it's like, well, wait a second. I don't want this guy taken away from me, so let's err on the side of caution at every turn to make sure this kid's okay moving forward.
I think the coaches are doing what they need to do in order to get him back.
Sure.
Let's not rush him in there, throw him in there, and something else happens. So let's take our time with him. Let's get him in. Let's see how he reacts, and then we can kind of build on top of it. I remember when we were playing the Steelers, and I kind of tweaked my Achilles. I felt something pop in my Achilles, and so I had to take a second. They tried to walk me off the field, but I walked myself off the field, and it kind of went away. So I had them rewrap me up, and I was on the sideline trying to see if I could run, and I couldn't. I can go back in, and Coach Schwartz would not let me back into the game. And because he cared more about my health than just put me in there and jeopardizing probably the rest of that season.
Respect. Absolutely. Yeah. By the way, it's noon. Glad you can join us. He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian. We're here every day, 11 to 1. So many more cool things coming at Woodward Sports. Trust me when I say this. I'm glad that people are giving Corey with a K some love. I know I've been talking it up the last couple days. Make sure you follow him. He is all over it on Twitter. Corey with a K, Corey E. Woods at Twitter. Corey, here's some love before we get some more Coach Bev thoughts. Did you guys talk about how Corey is now the leading sports news media insider? That comes from Derek. Bill said, your boy Bill Bentley said, Corey is a beast. I agree. Go beast mode, go. What else you got from Coach Bev? Turn on that mic.
Turn that mic on.
We got to get Corey to get that mic on.
Pull him up first.
All right, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, but anyway, back to the Detroit versus everybody, which is the What Up Though Wednesday. Just focusing on the Detroit businesses and different things that's going on in the community. If you guys missed it earlier, if you guys have any businesses, anything that you guys want to kind of throw our way, come on our Facebook Live feed, throw it in the comments. We'll try to mention it. And as we go on, we'll start having people on the show, on the video chat, kind of pubbing their businesses and tell them what they have going on, and we want to hear it. We want to hear it. So we love you guys over here at the Baligian and Bell Show.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I like that. Go ahead.
I got some more quotes for you about from the Lions.
Run it up,
Coach Bev.
Run it up.
And so right now, Coach Bev, he's talking about Kerryon's knee and his injuries. We're still going to treat him like we normally do. He's a veteran player, so we'll continue to monitor him lightly. Hold on, what else did he say? On Wednesday, we're usually a little bit lighter, so we'll ramp him up as the week goes on, and there's really no change in his status. Now, when it comes out to Trey Flowers and his return, he said, I believe there is a chance that Trey can return. Obviously, it would be a huge boost for us to be able to get a player of his caliber back. They said he's progressing, his mindset as well, and that they're looking forward to the day that he can come back.
Oh, do they ever? Right, because right now, I mean, you guys yell at me if you think I'm wrong, okay? I'm serious. We got a couple young corners that still might turn out to be something. I'm not ready to write off anybody, especially after a year. I think people have short memories around here as well, Joique, a guy that you played with. Remember all the Darius Slay as a bus talk his rookie year?
Yeah.
Come on, let's just wait a little bit. I know it's been rough on a couple of young corners, one in particular, Jeff Okudah, it's been rough on him. But let's not throw it out just yet. I tend to agree with you, but
it's gonna be okay.
I'm not going to verbalize that just yet. I'm just going to ask people to be patient. But all jokes aside, and Corey, this is for you as well, who on the defensive side of the ball does an offensive coordinator look at, an offense look at and go, ooh, he scares me. Ooh, we have to scheme against that guy.
Who's our blue player? He's asking.
Right, and there's other than Trey right now. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. There isn't anybody there right now, and that frightens me.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody on that defense right now that's giving any teams any kind of fits. They're just like, all right, let's just go in here and just play them and get it over with. That's just me. I don't see anybody that's. I'm trying to think. Draw the blank.
And again, like. I'm not talking, guys are awful and don't belong in the NFL. Yeah. Don't misconstrue. I'm just saying, who's that stud that guys have to be afraid? Yeah, that guys have to be afraid of.
You said blue players. So basically, we would have our personnel conversations on Wednesday when we go over the whole player depth in our offensive meeting, and we will highlight guys that are blue players. And blue players are the guys that we have to keep an extra eye on, guys that might be on the D-line and we might have to double team a few times, and we'll game plan around those guys. So basically what he's saying, what we're saying is we don't know what player on the Lions that we'll have to game plan on defense around. That's all we're saying, and I don't see one either. But we have a lot of great we have a lot of good players.
Sure.
But like you said, that blue player we have, we just need more people to step up. Let's see.
We got a game plan against that guy. There's nothing like that on the defense.
I think they got rid of all of them.
Yep.
Yeah. They did.
Yep. That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, when he was healthy, you have to game plan against Ziggy Ansah. You have to game plan against Darius Slay and
you had to be aware of Q.
You had to be Quandre.
Yeah.
You had to be aware of him, and we got rid of those guys. Those were our blue players.
How quick can teams turn it around, Joique? And again, although you came around a little bit late in the process, people forget the Lions went from arguably the worst team of all time to a playoff team between the span of 2008 and 2011. I'll use a couple teams right now as an example. People thought the Dolphins would suck for years. People thought Arizona was going to be a disaster for years, and that was part of the reason why Bruce Arians left. And you've seen them come up. Does it happen a little quicker than we think? Because I think a lot of Lions fans are in that point right now where they're going, okay, we got to rebuild, and this is going to take years. Here we go again. Do fans and media make too big of a deal about that, Joique?
No, they don't. No, they don't. It's tough. This is not a quick fix. This is a team sport, so you just can't bring in one guy and think he's going to save the team. You have to have a collective group of guys who get it, who can play well off each other, who can understand each other. Because at the end of the day, this isn't NFL. These are the top players that you're going to be playing around the world in this league, and it's tough. It's tough to come out week in, week out with guys that are okay players and think you're going to be a successful team. It's just not going to happen. And bringing in one guy or two or three guys is not going to, I mean, probably over time you keep putting pieces around them, but it's a rebuilding. It's a rebuilding phase. And so for the Lions, I'm very interested in seeing like how they move forward.
You know, Derek brings up a great point. Look at Cleveland. I mean, not too long in the rearview mirror.
I almost brought Cleveland up, but look at them now, though. Like they had to put pieces together in order to get here now.
Yep.
Because remember, they were all the talk back in 2000. Was it 17?
Yeah.
They were all the talk, and they didn't produce. But over time, they kept building, and look, they're like one of the top teams in the league.
Legitimate. We were talking about it yesterday when we gave our top five. I kept Cleveland just on the outside, okay? But with that being said, if I were to do a top six, I'd put them at 6. And I'm going to say it again, Joique, they won me over this past weekend by beating that damn good Tennessee team.
Yeah.
I mean, they won me over. That told me a lot. That they go in there and find a way to win that game.
Yeah, it is. And when you're going up against a team with a blue player like Derrick Henry, and you have the game plan around him, that's a tough guy to bring down. And I'll tell you this right now, this time of the year, nobody wants to tackle those big backs.
No way. No way.
Yeah. Now, this is usually when we have our big games, when it gets cold outside and everything hurts just a little bit more.
All right, now, see, I wasn't planning to do this, and I hate to put you on the spot, but I'm going to do it anyway. Out of the guys in the league right now, who do you look at and go, my man, that's my – is Henry up there? I mean, who do you look at and just go, that's my – you know, much like you grew up, for people that didn't know, he loved Barry. Barry was his guy. I know you said you loved Mike Hart when he was at Michigan, but who's the guy that you look at in the league right now and just go, my man, my dog?
Who told you I like Michael Hart in college?
Didn't you like Mike Hart?
No, I respected him.
Okay.
But I just knew I didn't go to U of M because I knew I
could have been his teammate. Yeah.
I couldn't be his teammate. But we ended up being teammates in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I got a good chance to kind of learn and be around Mike Hart around that time. And smart player, very, very smart. And I learned some things from him. I mean, smart guy. And but if I have to look in the league right now and say that's my guy, that's
Derek.
They got to be Derek, bro.
Yeah.
It got to be Derek. I love him. I mean, even Cook is playing well right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I like Derek. He's like, if I had to play our types of running, he's faster than me. I'm not even close. A little bit more talented, but his physicalness, I love it. I love it. Just take a guy and just take.
He's the new beast mode. He really is.
He's and he's faster than beast mode too. But same type of talent, same quality of talent from those guys. But Derek, I have to give it to Derek, man. Just his physical nature, man. I love it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. A couple things we want to get to. I want to remind everybody, Javid Best is going to be joining us at about 12:30 here on Baligian and Bell. So glad that you can join us. I got to ask you, yesterday you saw a video and you immediately sent a note to Stick and I about it. You saw, it was on Instagram. Basically about rookies that have to go get the meal and all that. I know that's something that you wanted to get into. What did you call it? The DFG, the designated food getter?
Yeah, the designated food getter. And it's usually like the youngest guy, which is usually like the rookie in the position group. So for every away game, for people who don't know, every away game, the veterans will send a list of food that they want that usually the rookie has to go and grab before he gets to the flight to check in for the flight. So for every away game, we'll send a list to a young guy. When I was younger, I had to go get Popeyes. When I was in Philly, I had to go get Popeyes. So I get the list, had to run to Popeyes. And what you do is you got to call the order in ahead of time because usually every position group wants Popeyes. So you have to call there, go get it, and you better not show up to that plane without that food. You can't, you don't do it. You don't do it. Now, if you're about to miss the flight because you're running late, then okay, then they might let you slide, but you better be on time with that food for that flight. And it was a video I saw with a player who went to Popeyes and grabbed food for like 20 guys and only got like 6 biscuits. And so the players were taking a bite out the biscuit, asking if anybody else wanted a bite before they finished it. I sent the video. I don't know if we can play that video stick. If we play,
cue it up right now.
Let's cue it up right now.
Cue it up right now.
Yeah, but let's get that video up real quick. And that it took me back. I had a flashback just for me having to grab food and also making sure I sent rookies to go grab food as well when I play. It's a good feeling. So you only go through it 1 year, and then sometimes.
KO, how many biscuits?
This guy got 6
We're going to get that video up.
Matisse.
Gotta get it up.
All right, cool.
No. But guess what? Where's the Popeyes fries at?
We'll get it.
Huh?
We'll get it up.
So you only gonna get Chick-fil-A fries, huh?
The man got 6 biscuits for 20 people. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want a bite? Anybody want a bite?
And if you let it go, you see the guy taking a bite, asking if anybody else want to bite it. Then grab the fries, only grab Chick-fil-A fries, then grab the fries from Popeyes.
Oh, it's so good. You know what, by the way, it's funny. Anthony said, why don't you guys have PAs to grab food? Pay me, I'll grab food all day for you guys. You know what I would do to one of those, one of those spicy chicken sandwiches from Popeyes, and you get. I know you can't, but you get me some of those Cajun fries. Are you kidding me? Oh.
So funny story. So funny. So we were supposed to go vegan on November 1st of last year. Mm-hmm. I pushed it to November 3rd. You know why?
Why?
Because that's when they dropped the Popeye chicken sandwich. So I went and grabbed about 4 Popeye chicken sandwiches, and those were my meals throughout the entire day.
So good.
And then once I ate those, I got my fix, so let's go into it. So it's been a little bit over a year, and I'm sticking with it. But when I go back, I'm definitely going back to get a chicken sandwich.
Oh, so good. And you get those Cajun fries with it, and they got that Cajun popcorn shrimp. Just completely underrated. Good stuff. Don't get me started. It's lunchtime.
Yeah.
I think we might have a little surprise in a little bit, though. I got to be honest with you.
You over here raising my cholesterol already.
Yeah, we can. Well, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at that. Don't worry about it. Wait till I start barbecuing for you, dude. Oh, man. All right, I got to ask you, right now, I know we talked about this with the Lions. And, Corey, I want you to jump in here, too. We are in a weird place with Detroit sports right now where we're all looking to get back on the right track, right? I mean, let's be honest, all right? Some franchises maybe are further along the process than others. Some are maybe just beginning the process, but at the end of the day, we're all kind of in that position. And hopefully in a couple of years, we're all talking about how damn good our teams are, because everything around here is just better when there's something to get hyped about.
It is.
Okay? It just is.
And that's every city, though.
Yep.
That's every city.
Yep.
And it amazes me how having a good sports team in your city can liven the city. The type of businesses that come to the city, the type of people that invest in that type of city is great. And I like to say this, that I don't know if you even knew this, but Detroit is the only city in the country with all 4 professional teams all in downtown.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
The only city in the country that way.
Yeah.
We have football, basketball, hockey, basketball, baseball. So we have all 4 all in downtown. And from my understanding, they were working on an MLS team.
Yeah.
They were.
And I'll tell you what, for those of you that are, interested in waging and everything, you're going to have kiosks at all the games as well. It's also one of the cities, the few cities in the nation, where there's going to be a presence at the games, where you can go to a kiosk at a game and put down a wager or whatever. And I mean that's exciting to me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, true story. But let me ask you this and you this. We talked about this with the Lions the other day. The Lions do not have a true rival right now. They just don't. Okay, and to me, you know what a true rival is? That team, when I say a team's name, everybody knows who their rival is. Because if I ask 10 different Lion fans, I might get 4 people like me that say the fucking Bears, right? I might get 4 people that say the Packers. And then 2 other people are going to say the Vikings. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's weird. I want you to think about this. All 4 teams, who's their rival?
The whole division is your rival.
That's got to be it, right? I mean, that's it. But there isn't like
That's what it is.
But there isn't like a true, okay, my blood pressure is going up when I see that gosh damn, again, Bear logo. Can't stand the Bears. My entire lifetime, I'll never screw the Bears. I rooted for you, but I would never root for the Bears when you were playing for the Bears.
I got a question for you.
All right.
What drove that hate for you?
Jealousy.
Jealousy?
1,000%. I watched them win Super Bowl 20. They were everything that I wanted to be. They were everything. They were...
So you envy them?
Yes, 1,000%. I admit it. I'm guilty as charged. They had the hard-nosed coach. They had that defense that could punch you in the mouth. They had that stud running back. They had, the cocky quarterback in McMahon. Everything about them, it was like... It personified Chicago, and I was like, it should personify Detroit, But I mean, when you think about it, who's the Tigers' rival? Who's the Red Wings' rival now? Who's the Pistons' rival right now? It's weird. There's no true rivalry. When the teams start to get good, that'll happen organically.
Right.
We're gonna all hate somebody eventually, but right now it's devoid.
But you know what? It's kind of like I'm gonna revert back to what we were speaking about yesterday, where we said that the Michigan-Ohio State game isn't up there as far as rivalries because Michigan hasn't been good as of lately. But it's tradition. For us, it's tradition. For the Lions, I feel like our rivalry is the division.
Yeah.
Every divisional game, we're playing them twice a year. That's half of your season. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoy playing against those teams. I mean, we turn it up for those games. We know that when we play these guys, we have to win. We have to win. We have to bring it. So for me, I really hated going to Green Bay. I hated it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't like Green Bay. I didn't like them. I think we had one play where I stiff-armed Clay Matthews and he pulled my hair, and that set me off. It set me off.
Did you return the favor and pull his hair?
Oh man, you know what? He got up and apologized, but I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a nasty stiff arm, and he didn't have anything to grab, so he grabbed my hair. I still remember that, Clay, man. I still remember that. I still remember that. Yeah.
Clay, if you're watching, he still remembers that. I want to let you know. He's still watching.
Yeah, I'm watching that, man.
Some comments on Facebook. Somebody said, let me get back here. Anthony was kind. He goes, do you guys want anything? I'll grab it right now. No, thank you. That's very kind. I might hold you to that one day, though. Derek said it's a crazy feeling having the Red Wings in the condition they are in. We're positioned to have all 4 of our teams thriving at once. Derek said it's Green Bay for me. My wife is a cheesehead.
Yes.
Tom
Thank you.
said I still
Hold
hate.
on, wait. He didn't marry a cheesehead, did he? He said his wife is a what?
Cheesehead. She's a cheesehead.
And you let her in your house? You let her in your life?
Regret and jealousy too. You watch Green Bay. Let's go back to that. Regret and jealousy.
Yeah.
Tom said still hate the Avalanche. Yeah, the Avalanche are so old school though now. I mean, they haven't. There's been nothing in that rivalry since the heyday, going back to really the series in 2002. Detroit versus everybody.
You see Guy Case. He said, "No, I hate Clay."
Whoever put Detroit versus everybody, I believe that is true because I think in the city, rivalries have changed over time. It's really just us versus the field. We just hate everybody that is not Detroit.
Yep. Somebody said, I want to make sure I get this out properly. Anthony said, it's Green Bay and Chicago. That's it. Minnesota's always kind of been the forgotten one. Doesn't it seem like, for the Lions?
Minnesota?
It's almost like everybody picks Green Bay or everybody picks Chicago. And then, there's Minnesota, right?
Yeah, but Minnesota, I would say Minnesota was a rivalry for us when they had AP because that was always a tough game for us when they had Percy Harvins. They had.
Boy, did that guy light up the Lions.
Had AP. You had these guys. You had these guys there, and then you had us when we had we had Calvin. You had Stafford, and you had Sue, with Sue. So we had a Sue on offense. The same mentality, that mean streak in them. We had that same guy on offense.
Yeah.
Dominic Raiola.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Love Dom. Do you see the game? I can't
Tough
remember.
as nails, baby.
I can't remember what game it was, but I think it was against Green. I think it was against Green Bay. We were doing a coin flip at the beginning of the game, and they told the players to shake hand, and he stopped. He took a step up and he pointed in their face. He said, I don't know what he said, but you can tell by the camera it wasn't nice. And then the whole crowd started cheering. They loved it. And we went out there and we thrashed them.
I got to tell you, so I used to do the Fox 2 Game Day live show. I did it from 2011 to 2019. And on Christmas Eve, 2011, you guys hosted the Chargers. And it was win and get in, and you could still play for the division and everything, but win and get in. And you guys, of course, pounded the Chargers that day. Well, we do the show, 4 hours before the game. We do the television show 4 hours before the game.
Now, what year was this?
2011.
Okay.
So
right before I got here. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing the show from Chelly's, and we see this giant behemoth of a man walking around beforehand, and it was Dom. And Dom, don't get pissed at me for telling the story, all right? But it's Christmas Eve morning. They got a game in like 4 hours. He's getting there early, and he's just walking around taking everything in. And so we kind of pull him aside. We're like, what's up? What's going on? And he goes, man, I have been here for some of the crappiest football in the history of the game. I'll never forget this. He goes, we have an opportunity to force our way into the playoffs today. I'm taking every second of this in. And I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah, Don loved him, man.
I mean, he was one of us. He still is one of us. Even though, he's a Hawaii guy and he went to Nebraska and everything, he came here.
He loves Detroit.
He went through the shit that we all went through. But gosh damn it, on that day, he was all about the city and taking everything in before they went out and pounded the Chargers that day.
Now, Dom was a mean streak to everybody else, but you couldn't ask for a better teammate.
Yeah?
I couldn't ask for a better teammate. I took care of my old linemen, whether it was every Saturday morning coming in for a meeting. I made sure I had breakfast sandwiches from my favorite coney in the city. I made sure I call them. They don't even deliver, but they deliver for us. I said, listen, I need this. I need to take care of my own line. I want this, and this. Can you please have it here by this time? So by the time we get done with our walkthrough and it's time to go back in for meeting, they have that food sitting right there at the table waiting for them.
Beautiful.
You take care of your old linemen. You got to take care of them.
That's the way it should be.
You do. And Don was appreciative of it, and so was the other old linemen. And they play hard for me, man, and I play hard for them.
My buddy, Mr. Larson, I'll leave it at that, said Packers, Leafs, Indians, Bulls. He thinks those are the rivals for all four teams.
You think so?
Yeah. Indians, if I had to pick one for the Tigers, it's still the Indians, right? It's still the Indians. If I had to pick one.
Why can't I see
Wings and Leaves? You could really go with any of the original 6, maybe outside of Rangers. You know, you could do that.
attitude?
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's what we need here. And that's the type of attitude that we play with when I play. And I think that's the mentality you have to play with even with a sport like NBA. They say it's not physical, but it can get a little physical.
Sure.
Yeah, it gets physical.
A lot of the Wings fans are still saying it's the Avs. I can't tell you you're wrong if that's the way you feel. It's just weird now with them in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't face each other in the playoffs. They haven't played each other in the playoffs since 2008, and they were 2 different places at that time. The Wings were here and the Avs were there. So, you know, for me personally, I don't think there's much left of that in name only, but obviously it's your opinion. I can't tell you you're wrong. But it's weird because, you know, I think you ask 10 different people. To me, a rival is when you say, you know, who's your rival? At least 9 out of 10 guys are going to say the Chicago Bears. I mean, to me, that's what a rival is, you know, where there's got to be a majority consensus. To me, that's what screams a rival.
Yeah, so Nelson, your era. And when I era, we beat the Bears more than they beat us.
Sure.
And we felt like we were splitting with the Packers, so that was a year like I would always want to try to get a year to where we can beat them 2 times in 1 year and just take it all away. And we couldn't get it done, but we'll split with them for majority of the years. They'll beat us there, we'll beat them here. And that game where they beat us here off that Hail Mary, that still leave a bad taste in my mouth.
Devastating.
Still a bad taste in my mouth.
And again, it was almost like we were talking about the Dallas game earlier. You know, you take one little thing out of that equation, and it's a Lion W, right? I mean, take one little thing.
And you know what it is, though? It's a lot of things that happens in the game, right? That can cause you to lose the game, like different mistakes. But the last mistake of the game is usually the mistake that gets magnified if you lose. Now, we win that game, you know, we're not going to talk about it that much. But when you lose the game, that one little mistake, that one fumble or that one interception or that one drop pick, you know, in the game, you know, or that strip sack fumble, like that's what's magnified.
Yeah.
That's magnified when you lose. And that ghost, you know, like they're taking it out the players' hands.
Yeah.
Like let them, you know, I mean, but, you know, they're refs that make mistakes, but still, I hate it that they can take a game away like that.
Oh, it's disgusting.
I hate it.
It's the worst.
And then the people upstairs to the video, they know how to get the crowd wild up because they're going to replay the play. And you can see his hand going straight across his chest, not even touching his face mask. And that's going to get the crowd hyped. I mean, they got riled up.
You know, I have to tell you, I know you weren't on the team yet, but everybody knows about it. The Calvin no catch, right? That was a catch. I was so insane.
I think I came
day.
that year. I think that's the year.
It was 2010. It was 2010. The opening game, 2010. The Calvin catch.
Yeah.
It was. I went insane for 2 reasons. Number one, it was the Bears. Let me get that out of the way. And number 2, I couldn't make sense of completing the process. I kept asking. My daughter was 5 years old. 5 years old at the time. And so I called her to the TV and I said, Lauren, and she goes, yeah. And I go, did that man catch the ball? And she goes, uh-huh. And I'm like, let's not overthink this. If a 5-year-old can sit at home and tell you that a guy caught the ball, what are we doing here? Why are we having this conversation? I mean, to this day, it's 10 years later, and to your point, I get pissed off thinking about it. It just, he caught the ball. Like, knock it off. We all know he caught the ball.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You know the irony? Of that is that the following week, after we lose to Dallas lose to Green Bay because of the Calvin Johnson rule.
It does, right? Yeah.
And the irony.
Yeah.
You know, isn't payback a mother? Isn't payback a mother? You know, nothing against Dallas.
We're expecting to hear from a former professional athlete in just a couple minutes. Hopefully we get Javid Best on the line chatting with us. It's Baligian and Bell. I have a buddy of mine, and there's no way I can say who it is, but he's a former professional athlete. He's already pissed at me for saying that, I'm sure. But he said he played in the NHL. You know who you are. He said Maple Leafs in hockey, Indians in baseball, Bears in football, and the Bulls in basketball.
Yeah.
There's still that Bull hatred, man.
Yeah.
How much did the Jordan doc bring back a lot of that Bulls hatred. Did you catch a lot of that? Did you catch a lot of that, Doc?
Yeah, now understand that I grew up on the west part of the state.
Truth.
And so it's a split between Bears and Lions fans.
Yeah.
Like the same way it's a split between Pistons and the Bulls. It's a split. And so when I grew up, my dad was a big Bulls fan, so I grew up a Michael Jordan fan. I did. I grew up a Michael Jordan fan. I loved him. But also I had respect for the bad boys because they were the bad boys. And I didn't realize the bad boys mentality or that Detroit mentality until I moved here to Detroit in 2005, and it became like this reminds me of a bigger city where I'm from. It's bigger than Harbor. Like I love it here. It was no culture shock for me, and so I was able to transition well into Detroit, and so I never left, never will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Just hearing you talk about that goes back to what I was saying yesterday. I used the term the front lines when I was working in Toledo, the Ohio State-Michigan thing, being the border city, and the thing that pissed off people in Ohio more than anything are those people that lived in Ohio that were Michigan fans. They got so mad, and I'm sure you saw a lot of that in Benton Harbor because it's very close to being a border, although with Indiana, but it's very close to Chicago. So you probably had a lot of people, although the driver's license said Michigan, they were going, go Bulls, I can be, to Chicago Stadium in an hour and a half.
Yeah, that Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, was, it gave you a good glimpse of the Bulls. I really enjoyed it, man. It showed me things that I didn't really think of.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I loved it. It was very well done.
And it's funny that out of all the people he's played with, he's still mad at Isaiah Thomas.
Yep.
To this day.
Yep.
He's still upset. He's still mad.
Do you guys ever let go of that stuff?
Did you not just hear me say I remember what Clay did to me? I still remember that.
Is there anything you got over?
Huh?
Yeah. Do you feel better about guys now that the career's in the rearview mirror? Or is it going to take some time?
It's going to take. It's over with now. So but it ruined a good stiff arm. It ruined a good stiff arm for me.
Yeah.
It ruined it.
God. Hey, Adam, by the way, if you can go meet the guys at the back door, they're bringing some food for us right now.
That's a surprise.
There was my little surprise. We got a little food coming in.
So what's the name of this restaurant?
It is the Butchery. I don't know if you know this.
Butchery.
My buddies and I have been doing like a barbecue show, and we're actually going to do some of it on Woodward Sports. So we grill, we smoke, and there's something called, it is the greatest burger I've ever had. I'm not joking. It's called the Bacon Brisket Burger.
You know what we got to get on here? I'm going to make a phone call. I got to get my bro on here. We got to get Rob Sims on here.
Yeah?
Yeah, we got to. He loves barbecuing. I watch his story sometimes. He has the grill and the smoker all in one.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And it's just the way he cooks it. That what really made me say, "Damn, I want a good steak."
Yeah.
I want a good steak.
Yeah.
But I've been staying faithful. I've been holding on strong. I know.
Well, we're not going to tempt you today, then. Yeah. How's that?
Hey,
they got something. Brisket burger. Is that tempting to you by some strange chance? Would you like a bacon brisket burger?
Right now.
It's like he's got the devil and the angel on his shoulder. Yeah. Joique, don't do it. Yeah. He's going, yes, Joique, eat.
Now it smells good. Now it does smells good, and I wanna take a look at it, but I'm gonna live through you.
Okay.
I'm gonna live vicariously through you.
Okay.
And so
we can do that. We can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Expecting to hear. Hopefully, we'll hear from Javid Best momentarily as well.
Is he in?
Yeah, they're working on it right now, so hopefully we will get that going.
Let me go over and take a look and see what they know.
Yeah, you can do that forever. Anthony said Michigan used to own Toledo, though, of course, till Michigan bought the UP from Canada. Also said, let's be honest, there's no need for refs on the field anymore. Cameras catch everything. Ty said, I got to say Bulls forever, Blackhawks, Indians, and Bears. And you guys know me as a hockey fan. There's one thing that there's a different vibe in the building, whether it be at Joe Louis Arena or at LCA, when Toronto's in, when Montreal's in. There's just a different vibe in the building. And I think a lot of it has to do with perhaps some of the fans living over in Windsor that are going to come in and chant, go Leafs go, or go Habs go. And so the vibe in the building is so stinking cool when those teams are in. It's just different. It just is. And, you know, and there's no other way to say it. Hawks used to be like that too. One thing that I miss in the National Hockey League, I miss the home and home. That drives me out of my mind. I miss the home and home. You know, where you would have that game, like using Chicago for an example. Maybe the Hawks and the Wings play on a Saturday night down at Joe Louis, and then the next day they have a Sunday matinee in Chicago Stadium. You want to hype, you want to hype some of those things that, you know, make a rivalry. Are you kidding me? That is exactly what it's all about. No doubt about that. My buddy Dave from the Butchery is here. He is the owner of the Butchery, not too far from here in Sylvan Lake. He hooked us up with some bacon brisket burgers. My buddy Mike, who does the barbecue show with us. This is a perfect time to tell you, if you didn't figure it out already, we're going to be bringing some of that barbecue magic right here to Woodward Sports. We are going to do a show on Wednesdays right after I'm done with Joique. Be given some tips. Dave not only is a butcher and owns his own butchery, but he's also a chef as well. So we're going to be hooking that up, and he's going to be telling us not only about the pieces of meat, the choice of meat, but showing us how to do it up as well. So what did you boys bring? Come on up here. Come on up here. Come say hello. Come on, we're going to put this all right here. Are you kidding me? And tease everybody. Come on in, boys. Joique, did you get a chance to look at anything yet? What's up, fellas?
I was trying to
look at some shirts, some hats. Look at this.
Trying to make sure he's good. What's up, boss? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Look at this.
What's your name? Mike.
This is one of my old school boys, and this is Dave, the new school boy. So what do we got here?
You know we had to do it Dave's way, right? So we don't have one burger. We've got a bunch of choices here because we know there's different tastes out there.
Oh, you want me over?
I'll pull the
We do the bacon,
brisket, short rib blend.
This is how we do it here in the Baligian and Bell.
And so we threw some different toppings on there. We also made some without bacon. So if we got some folks that don't like the bacon, we brought some of the dry aged burgers.
Oh, baby!
Every one of them are made like slider style. We got some breakfast ones here with some O'Reilly egg kind of on there, kind of nice.
Wait till you see the video of the egg popping out.
Your daughter says hello, by the way.
We're here live.
Hi, Olivia.
We're
also got some giant onion rings. What goes better with?
Now you can do that, right, Joique? You can get in with those.
I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna tap in over here.
I got you some sauce.
You got me the sauces.
And Joique, you'll see with Dave, he can't just do it one way. We're not just gonna get a dressing. He's gonna scratch make that dip right there.
Oh, you gonna scratch make this dip?
He made that dip.
So what's in this dip? Is this a spicy dip?
A little horseradish.
Little horseradish?
It's not hot. It's not hot.
It's not hot.
Got
Okay.
a little flavor. Got some depth going on.
Let me see how it tastes.
And then do you do bacon?
All right, get in there. Don't test me. Don't tempt me. I'm going to start eating, and then I'm not going to stop. Well, somebody has to talk. I'm going to let him eat because I've experienced the magic before. So.
No, I like this sauce. You guys got the sauce here.
When he scratch makes
You hooked up the vegan.
Unbelievable.
See, he's a vegan, so you vegan, however you say it. You hooked that
There's a lot
up.
of stuff we got for you.
Okay.
This has got some jalapeno in the cheddar here.
Bring
know that's what
It's
you
fine.
Bring that over.
Oh,
Here.
yeah.
Does he know me?
in.
He took that vegan challenge and he's ready.
Got some
Hey guys,
jalapeno
tap in
burgers.
right now. Go to woodwardsports.com. Tap into the show. We going live. We going crazy. We got food here. If you guys have any businesses, on Wednesday we have What Up Though Wednesdays. We're gonna shout out all the businesses in Detroit. We're eating some onion rings. There's onion rings
You don't have any
with a
idea.
special type of sauce.
It's
Look at
pretty
his face.
good.
Look at his face.
It's pretty good.
So right now we're going live on my feed. We're going live on woodwardsports.com. Tune in to Woodward Sports Network. The Baligian and Bell Show. We're going live here every week. We're going to try to get somebody on the show to kind of talk about their businesses. Give you guys. We got Javid. We got Javid. Right now we're about to go on live with one of my close friends, Javid Best. Just bring him in.
All right, kindly joining us, as I said, the loudest I have ever heard, Ford Field, is when this guy made an electrifying 88-yard run against the Bears on a Monday night in 2011.
Give him a napkin.
Let's welcome him in as I've got cheese and jalapeno all over me. Javid Best, kindly joining us on Baligian and Bell. And first of all, Javid, thanks so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. As good as I can be with the circumstances of the world right now, but I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Good. No problem, man. Javid, man. Listen, I appreciate you coming on. It's been a while since I've been able to get up with you. It's great to hear you're doing well. And again, when I came into Detroit, man, Javid was the big name. He was the guy. Remember I told you earlier about Rob. You remember Rob Sims, Javid?
That's my dog, man.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So, no, we can hear you. We can hear you. So it's funny, man. You talk to Rob Sims, and I will ask him. I'll say, Rob, who's your favorite running back? He said, man, he said you a strong number 2. He said you're a strong number 2. I said, who's your number 1? He said, I love Javid because I make that block for him. He's going the whole 80 yards, man. He said, you're going to get hawked down. I said, you know what? I can't fight that, man. You got a guy here. So Javid was in the Olympics.
Yep.
Running against Usain Bolt. I was so proud of him. I was so proud of you, Javid. You just don't know. I was so happy. How was that experience, man?
That. Man, it was crazy. Just running for St. Lucia. I don't know if you guys know, but my dad's side of the family is from St. Lucia. So getting the opportunity to represent that side of the family on such a big stage was really important to me. And getting in the heat with Usain Bolt was crazy. And I just remember my coach was telling me, like, he was like, "Are you ready for this stage?" And I was like, "Bruh, I played in the NFL. I played in sold out like stadiums. It's like nothing." But I was not ready. It's different. It's different in track because it's like you're the only person there. Right? There's no teammates. There's nobody else. And so it's just you out there. It is completely different. And the one eerie thing is that before the race starts, like it was like 90,000 people in the stadium, but it was dead silent. And all I could hear is my heartbeat, and my heart rate was just rising and rising and rising. And I was getting in the blocks, and I was just shaking. I wasn't ready for that big stage, but it was fun, man. It was a great experience.
You held your own. You held your own, though, man. You held your own, and I'm not lying to you, man. Sitting on the outside and hearing that you were in the Olympics and running in the 100-yard dash and talking to the other fellas, man. We were so proud of you, man. I was so happy for you. No lie, man. It was good to be able to see my brother out there running against Usain Bolt, man. That was bragging rights for me right there.
Man, you just got to play the cards you're dealt. I mean, my football career.
You got to play it right, man.
Yep, my football career ended shortly, so I just picked up on something else and just keep moving and keep going and keep growing and keep doing what you do.
Man, that's a great mindset to have, and a lot of guys need to have that type of mindset. And I was speaking with other guys on the team. I mean, other guys that might have played in the NFL, maybe not on the same team as me, but we talk about how the transition out of the NFL, how should it go? Like, to make that transition simpler. And for people who have it taken away so abruptly, it can be a tough transition. And I think you handled it well, and I know it was tough, but I'm happy to see you doing well, man.
Man,
so
it was definitely
what do you have
tough.
going on now, man?
I do a little bit of real estate. I coach here and there. I make music. That's probably the main thing I do. You won't find any of my music under my name. My rap name is Rip Hamiltops. Me and my cousins make music based on. Are you guys into like the sports card trading?
Yeah.
Because that's what we make our hip hop music based off of collecting either sealed wax or collecting slabs. We make music all around the sports hobby cards.
That's dope.
And I've been making music for about maybe 10 years now, and I just started releasing it, so it's exciting for me.
Hey, so Javid, I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro. Can we get a quick 16? Can we get a quick 16, or even I'll take even 4 bars. I'll take even 4. Can we get something here?
I'm the producer / engineer. So if we get my other artists on here, he's a spitter, but I'm the one making the beats and I'm the one putting the tracks together. But you can stream it, man. Right, so I got a couple of verses out there.
All right, so listen. So I play the piano, but I only play by ear. I can't read notes. Let's get together. Let's do something. Let's make some magic.
Yeah, we could definitely do that because I don't play the piano at all. I just go by ear too, and it takes me hours to create a melody because of that. I should get some lessons. It would be a lot faster. The process would be a lot quicker. But the way I get it, I'm good with the 808s and the hi-hats and the claps.
Okay, okay, well, dope. Well, that's something I never knew you made music. I'm glad I had you on. I learned something new.
You know, and Javid, obviously, so many people have asked just since you've joined us how you're doing. I mean, as you mentioned, you know, everybody was worried about you. I mean, not only did we miss you as a football player, but as a human being, you know, we wanted to make sure you're healthy. Everything okay there? You know, you got that under control, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, speaking on the concussion thing, it was really a tricky situation. I mean, I felt fine as a person. I had no really like lingering effects, but at the same time, I had like literally brain damage in my head. And so I just basically made this decision. It wasn't safe for me to keep putting myself in harm's way, but physically, I was fine, and that was the toughest part, man. It took a while because I was still fast. I was the strongest, best shape of my life, and I also felt like I was just getting healthy. I was struggling with turf toe my rookie season, and my second year, the turf toe was good, so I was feeling healthy. I felt like I was really getting my feet set, and then the concussions came along. But, you know, that's just how life goes, man.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you got a great attitude, man.
Great
I mean, that's, you know what, I've heard you say a couple times, this is what life has dealt you. It sounds like you're making the most of it and enjoying yourself now.
Definitely.
That's what you got to do, man. It's just, you just try, and you never know what the circumstances or the outcomes are going to be, but all you got to do is just give it effort, and you'll never have any like regrets or any resentment about any decisions if you give it 100%. And I definitely did that with football, so I was cool with it, man.
Good. You know what though, and it's funny for him to say that when I talk to guys who's had a long career, and I'll ask them, do you guys miss the game? And the first thing they say, like, no, we don't miss the game. Like, we gave it all we had. Like, we don't miss it at all. Like, you might miss the crowd cheering. You might miss that locker room camaraderie. And that's why, like, I try my hardest to try to keep in contact with, like, a lot of the guys I play with. Like, me and Javid have been playing with each other since 2012, and we always kept in contact over the years. I think the last time I saw you, I ran into you at the elevator. Was that Vegas?
In Vegas, yep.
Yeah. I'm getting onto the elevator, and Javid is getting off the elevator, and he had his sunglasses on. He was real Hollywood. And he had his thing. He had his beautiful wife. I think, aren't you married now?
I actually have a baby on the way, due in March.
Congratulations.
Life's coming fast, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, so he's getting off the elevator with his beautiful fiance, wife at the time, and I said, "Hold up, Javid." I said, "Javid?" He said, "Joique." I said, "What you doing?" So we called up there. We laughed about it. We had a great time, and we sought our information. We just been in contact ever since, and that's that NFL kind of fraternity that you have with guys that you play with, or guys you played against. And we just love to see each other doing well. We love it. Hey, Javid, man, we appreciate you coming on. You have any questions for
I got one more. Javid, do you realize how big that run you had on Monday Night Football is? I mean, we were talking about it earlier.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably the loudest Ford Field has been in its existence. What are your memories of that game and that run?
My specific memory is I was reading my keys, and I noticed that the backer had blitzed outside, so he kind of lost his gap. And I just knew as soon as I noticed that as I was getting the handoff, and I just knew instantly, like, I'm finna put this right foot in the ground and make this cut back, and nobody's gonna catch me. Yeah. And I already knew. Period. Like, it was like three steps into the play, I knew I was gone. And man, then Ford Field, man, Michigan, the Lions, man, I miss all of it, man. It was fun. I had a blast while I was out there. A lot of love out there. I need to come back, man.
miss
It's
you,
been
bro.
a while since I've been back out
We
there.
miss you, bro,
but-
man. Pull up, man. You got a place to stay, man. Pull up, man. You definitely got a place to stay.
We miss you, no doubt about it. But congratulations on what's going on in your life now and your family and everything. But Javid, appreciate the memories. Somebody wanted me to let you know Ford Field was never louder than when you broke that touchdown on Monday Night Football. Really appreciate you, Javid.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Hey, I'll make sure I get this to you, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one, man.
All right, man. Thanks for having me, y'all. Appreciate it. Y'all be safe out there.
Later.
For sure.
Javid Best kindly joining us here on Baligian and Bell. How funny is that? You guys just happen to be in Vegas. Ho-hum.
Not only it happened to be in Vegas, they happen to be staying at the same hotel in the same wing. So they have like these different wings at different hotels. They just keep growing bigger and bigger. And so it was great, man. Javid's a great guy, man.
This is what hell would be to me personally, like what I'm doing right now. Can I explain to you?
And one of these vegan?
You have all this food in front of you. You have all this food in front of you, and yet I can't eat it because, well, we're doing a show.
I know.
But you want
a bite. Take a bite.
You want the onion rings? Onion rings are all yours. All right, I'm gonna take another bite.
Yeah, he told you I was.
Bill Bentley said Joique still eating.
Come on, Corey, get in here.
Hey, there's some shredded lettuce there. Give him some of the shredded lettuce with some of that sauce.
You want some? Yeah, here.
No, I took the meat off.
No, I'm saying
You can save that meat for me.
add to that sandwich.
I like that. All right, so what kind of burgers did you make? In case you didn't know, seriously, there's something called the Bacon Brisket Burger. And these guys are going to be doing the cooking show. Maybe you've seen us do it on YouTube and on Twitter and all that. But I'm not joking. I'm not just saying this. It is the best burger in the history of burgers. It's Dave, tell everybody how it's made. I mean, you can.
So we take bacon. We make bacon at the store, and so we take the ends and the hunks that we can't really slice into pieces to sell on the counter, and we grind that up with brisket and short rib and sirloin. It comes straight out of the grinder fresh, pack it into burgers, and the flavor is amazing. The bacon comes through with a nice punch, but it doesn't have that overwhelming smoke flavor going on. Pretty nice, but everything we do, we try to do it from scratch and from the heart. So.
And that's what it's about. You know, this is a guy, just to give you his background, Joique. He was a chef. You were all over the place, right?
Yeah, I was downtown when Super Bowl came through. I was downtown.
Talk as long as you want, by the way,
Coach
Dave.
insignia on top of the Remsen. Young guy. That was an awesome experience. Worked right down the street here at the Townsend Hotel. That's where my wife and I met in the kitchen there at the Rugby Grill. So yeah, been around quite a while. Worked for Matt Prentice in this town for a long time.
Good.
Been strung out on my own, and I got to tell you, I agree. Mike will be my witness. When you said earlier, when was Ford Field the loudest? We were making these burgers, and I turned around and I said, Monday night game, Chicago Bears. I was with Slo's Barbecue at the time, and I said, we went to the game. I was like, that's the loudest. I'm telling you, I never felt anything like that.
So,
And I was at that game when Maglio hit the home run. I'm telling you, insane. But this was the loudest anything I'd ever experienced. It was unreal.
Now, why do you think it was that loud that night? Because
Chicago, Monday night. Honestly, Chicago and Monday night.
And then we clinched the playoffs with that game?
No, that wasn't until Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was when they kicked the crap out of the Chargers. Shit. There, I said it.
We started
I'm
to
free.
feel it that night. I see what you're saying. We started to feel
Yeah,
it.
it got real. It got real. Yeah.
But you got to tell Joique, though, you can listen to this guy tell his story of being a chef, but you got to watch him in the kitchen. The chef brain, and he can just look at something and he'll tell you it's done just by looking at it. It's unbelievable what this guy can do. So I'm excited to see what he can do with some, what'd you say, jackfruit? And
We'll do some jackfruit, we'll do some TVP, texturized vegetable protein. All these things are great. Vegans love. So we'll do some flavors in there. We'll get you some barbecue.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll take care
I'm
of it.
excited.
Bacon too.
Can I get a napkin or something? I don't know.
now we're talking about today. We're talking about making a shirt
I
for
appreciate
the
it.
burger. This face is what the burger should be right
Yeah,
there.
totally.
We don't bring napkins, so when people walk around town with this all over their face, we're like, "You were at the butchery."
And you can smell it, right?
So good. Oh, I know it. Yeah, do I want? Well, I'm going to save this jalapeno for later. That one's going to go down in about a half hour, and then some of that cheese is going to go down in a little bit.
sure.
Save some room for what we're going to be
glad
doing.
you
Tap in.
Yes.
Hey, appreciate you guys tapping in with me on my live feed. But I'm going to go tune into the show. Whoopin Sports Network, Baligian and Bell. be going crazy.
Later. So we're doing that multimedia thing. Yeah, we're going to be bringing, we've done some stuff. We've had it on Twitter and on YouTube. Us three, we started this basically when the lockdown happened because, to be honest with you, we were bored. All of us were bored, and we were like, let's do something. Let's try to have fun. Let's get together, grill some meat, talk some sports and everything. And then when the Woodward sports stuff happened, I talked to Tim and Chad and Stick and Joey. I said, hey, can we bring this over here? Hell yeah. So we're going to keep doing our stuff where we go into the store today and we do some prime rib. But these guys are going to be in on Wednesdays as well, and we're going to have a little barbecue show here.
I like it.
And you know what we got to do? We got to include you in that now, because I didn't know, Dave, that you could appeal to the vegans as you do.
If there's food to be eaten, we can cook it. We'll take care of you.
Okay.
It was a last second thing when we were throwing it on there, and I said it, and he's like, I've got some stuff. We need just a little bit of time. We'll throw some for you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I got to ask you, though, in your time with the Lions, was there a game that sticks out to you, Joique, as just you couldn't believe the noise? Was there something that stuck out to you? Because Minnesota 2016.
I was trying to say Cowboys.
Yeah.
That comeback on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Like the crowd, you couldn't hear, like you had to yell, and you're standing right next to your teammate. You had to yell at each other. So it was funny to hear the mic'd up Matthew Stafford when he was screaming for Riley Reef to get on the field.
Yeah.
We hope we can get that video and play that on this at some point. But that was hilarious to me. But that was probably the loudest. We had we had other loud games as well, like
Thanksgiving 2016, when you guys beat the Vikings, when Slay picked up.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't there. You
wasn't
came
there.
back, right?
I came back.
Yeah.
Right after
A week
right after that.
When Slay picked off, I think it was Sam Bradford. I think Bradford was the quarterback at the time. When Slay picked him off, because the Lions tied the game, and Minnesota got the ball, and you're thinking to yourself, don't go down the field, and then he promptly threw a pick. And again, it's Thanksgiving, it's the divisional game. Place lost its mind, and Slay returns it down to the 32-yard line. And with Matt Prater, game's over. I mean, Matt Prater, a 49-yard field goal is nothing to Matt Prater. So, he promptly nailed it. I forget exactly how long it was, but the eruption that day, first on the interception, and then when he kicked the field goal to beat the Vikes, that was pretty damn good too. Man,
Prater's clutch.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I love Prater.
Unbelievable.
Cheetos. We got to get you on here, Cheetos. Inside joke between me and a couple of guys.
See, you know what people don't know? I know this. And it's funny because a couple guys at Wayne have wanted me to wait to drop this knowledge. You're a prankster, man. I know all about that.
Who told you this?
Oh, come on. I know all about this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All day, every day.
Can we have we're going to have a Joique's top 5 pranks one day. Put together a list or something like that.
Dang.
I know there's some stuff you probably can't talk about, but you're going to have to. Don't do it now. Go home.
No, I'm just thinking.
This will be show prep for you. How's that?
There has to be something. All right, we can do something like that.
All right, we can do something like that. Definitely. Corey, anything else we need to know before we get out of here today? Was there anything else coming from the Lions or from Coach Bev that we need to know about?
No, nothing from Coach Bev that came out that was worth interesting talking about. But if you want to get into this, they are talking about finding a way to get Ohio State that extra game so they can be eligible for the playoff. So there's that.
I'd like to see that.
Big Ten opponent?
They haven't said yet.
I'm one game away.
I have to. They have to. Do it, right?
No. They don't need to go to playoffs.
Yep. Go do it. Go do it.
They don't need to go to playoffs.
Corey,
no, I'm joking. No, but no, it'll be great to see something.
Well, I'm gonna dive in when we get done.
All right.
We take those burgers out to those guys. I'm pretty sure they about to thrash them.
Bill said, Joique, you got to give Sean a handshake. Do I want to know about the handshake, Bill?
No. So I started this in high school. So when we had when I played basketball, you had a guy that would be at the end of the line, and he'll give, like, when they call out the starting 5, they run out the tunnel through the cheerleaders, form a tunnel along with the teammates. They call out the players. We had a handshake. I took that on to college. I had a handshake with every teammate on college. When I got to the Lions, when I got to the NFL, I would give players on the team a handshake. I got to the Lions, the whole offense had a handshake from every O-lineman, every receiver, running back, fullback, quarter, even Stafford had a handshake. And so defensive players had one as well. So I would give everybody a handshake. And so I was known for I was doing the handshakes around the same time LeBron was doing the handshakes with all the guys. And I'm like, dang, he has more of a following. So they're gonna think he started and I'm copying him. But no, I have been doing that all the way from high school through my NFL career. And I still do it. So.
Good stuff. Appreciate it. Some comments before we get out of here. Great show from Sean, who spells his name the right way. Thank you, Sean, who spells your name the right way. Lynn said, awesome show today. Getting every episode. Chemistry is building. Love seeing Joique open up. Love it, love it, love it. There you go. Yeah. I've known this guy for a while. He's a character. You've already seen, you in a good way, Joique, in a good way.
Yeah.
You are. You can get a lot of personality there. No,
appreciate it,
seriously. Much love there, and Bill wanted me to add, Joique does give the best handshakes. So cool.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro.
All right. So, hey, listen, we'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Thanks to Javid Best. We'll try to catch up with another of Joique's friends tomorrow. Don't forget, we're going to do this every Wednesday.
We got to get Bill on the show, man. We got to get Bill on the show.
Bill, come on the show.
Bill,
anytime.
Come on the show, man.
And come down, though. Come down. Just like Dave Hubbard and my buddy Mike Ivesil came down. Don't forget the Smoke Show. We're going to be starting in a few weeks here on Woodward Sports. We're going to be on after this. So stay tuned for that. Corey, you the man. We got to get out of here. See it.